3, 2, 1. Namaste. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's election time, y'all. And if this video comes out when I think
it's Tuesday?
No, the last one's coming out on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
This will come out the day after the election.
Oh,
so
okay.
Not sure how you're feeling.
Well, if the news is any indication, we won't be feeling anything because we won't know the result yet.
We won't know. It's probably gonna be a whole week before we know the results. Supreme Court's gonna figure that out. So in the meantime, hold on to that angst. Let's keep it going. I'm really excited to do this because this is probably our second rap song that we've done on the channel.
Okay.
And it is a Detroit home favorite, Eminem. Mason, when is the last time you heard a new Eminem song?
A new Eminem song?
Yeah, this one came out this year, January 2020.
I was probably in college.
So what's he been up to? Believe me, we'll do a deep dive on Eminem at some point. But what I do know is that he got married to the person he rapped about killing. He got divorced. His daughter is probably in college now.
Okay.
Haley, I think her name's Haley, is probably in college now. Eminem is now sober.
Okay.
He went to rehab. He put out an album. I believe Recovery was the album that everyone hated. The audience didn't like sober Eminem. So what I'm told is that this album is kind of a comeback.
Okay.
Where he's putting out something new that's he's capturing some relevance again. And when this came out, this particular song, my mother sent me the message that I had to do this on the channel. This is back in January when we first started.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, we'll do it. Obviously, we've had to wait, but I'm happy we did. There we go. So here we go. Eminem Darkness came out January 2020.
I don't wanna be alone. I don't wanna be alone in the darkness. I don't wanna be alone in the darkness. I don't wanna be alone in the darkness anymore.
Here I am alone again. Can't get out of this hole I'm in. It's like the walls are closing in. You can't help me, no one can. I can feel these curtains closing. I go to open them, but something pulls them closed again.
Darkness,
Feels like I'm loathing in Las Vegas. Haven't got the Vegas, why I'm so lost. But I'd make you this small wager. If I bet you I'll be in tomorrow's paper, who would the odds favor? I'm so much like my father. You would think that I knew him. I keep pacing this room, Valium, then chase it with booze. One little taste it'll do. Maybe I'll take it and snooze, then tear up the stage in a few.
Already, the line that got me was the I'm so much like my father, you would think that I knew him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm told I'm a lot like my biological father, and it's a lot of my flaws too probably traced to him. So I sometimes when I'm in a really rough spot, that's a thought I have quite often.
Yeah.
Like, well, okay, this is my bonding moment with my dad. I don't know.
That's funny because I picked up on the exact same line. Just because it's like, man, like I know I'm a lot like my dad too, and there are just so many times that I kind of look at something I do and I'm like, God, my dad did the same exact type of stuff. It's so funny. It's not just, you get a lot of the like, oh, you look like your dad when he was younger, or when you get older you'll look like. It's not just the way you look, but it's amazing how much of your personality is apparently just inherited. You know? It's
Absolutely.
Crazy. So yeah, it's just kind of funny that I picked up on the exact same line.
Yeah. And the other thing that I like the the musical backdrop with this with the piano.
Mm-hmm.
And if you caught the vocal hook that's in the sample, it's "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend," which is that's a classic opening line from a Simon and Garfunkel song.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite songs from the 60s. So that's a great hook, and I love that it's done differently, so you don't necessarily catch it unless you are like super into the song. I thought that was really well incorporated. All right, let's hop back to it.
Fuck the Colt 45, I'ma need something stronger. If I pop any caps, they better be off of vodka. Round after round after round, I'm getting loaded. That's a lot of shots, huh?
I don't wanna be alone in the darkness.
Yeah.
I don't wanna be alone in the darkness. I don't wanna be alone in the darkness anymore.
Now I'm staring at the room service menu off a benzo. I can hear the music continue to crescendo. I can see the whole fucking venue from my window. That's when you know you're schizo. Cause I keep peeking out the curtain from the hotel. The music is so loud, but it's almost as though I don't hear no sound. I should get ready for the show now. Wait, is this the whole crowd? I thought the shit was sold out. But it's only the opening act. It's early, don't overreact. There's something told me relax and just hope for the show to be packed. Don't wanna hit the stage before they fill each row to the max, cause that'd be totally whacked. You can't murder a show nobody's at. But what if nobody shows? Panic mode, about to snap and go motherfucking wacko at any second. About to cancel the show just as fans below rush the entrance. Plan is to go direct shit, cameras in all directions. The press is about to go ape shit, bananas on all the networks. Commando with extra clips, I got ammo for all the hecklers. I'm on to the teeth. Another volume fall off the bed, hit the ground and crawl to the dresser. Alcohol on my breath as I reach for the scope. I'm blacking out, I'm all out of meds with them benzodiazepines. Gone now, it's just magazines sprawled out on the floor. Fuck the media, I'm going all out, this is war.
Oh man. Boy, what are you thinking?
You know, I've never really been a performer, right? You know, I've never done a concert or anything like that, and it's just kind of like, man, I've never imagined like what it would be like to be sitting backstage or in a hotel room waiting for a show to start that you're going to be the performer, and the nervousness and worry and stress that must build up on like the things he's talking about, right? Like the what if no one shows, you know, what happens if I just cancel it, you know, how pissed are people going to be and stuff like that. And then you kind of hear him like building himself up, like how he's armed for the hecklers, and then I mean obviously he's talking a lot about drugs and overdoing it and things like that, and it's just like, wow. And it just, I couldn't imagine it, you know. It's just it's just so different from any life experience I've ever had.
You know, the reason, like, if you remember the electronica artist DJ Avicii, he had quite a few hits the last 10 years. Committed suicide a couple years ago. And, you know, you read about his life. He kept wanting to quit, but his manager kept talking to him. He's like, you can't quit. It's just you on stage, but you employ thousands of people.
Oh, jeez.
They have mortgages.
Yeah.
And so you carry that weight and you keep going, and then you start you make the trade-offs.
Yeah.
Well, if I do another bump of cocaine, I can make it through today. And maybe Johnny, who I'll see in the morning on the bus, can pay his mortgage.
Yeah.
You know? And you put those kind of pressures, I understand better than I ever did why artists do this to themselves.
Yeah.
And self-medicate to get through a tour. Because that's where I go, it's not just self-destruction. Whereas like growing up, you always thought like they're just being self-destructive or they're medicating some pain.
Yeah.
But no, that gets to a mindset that I could totally relate to, where I'm the tip of the spear, but I'm taking care of all these people around me.
Yeah.
And my success is lifting them up. And if I fall, they're going to lose their house, their kids aren't going to go to college. I could see putting that pressure on myself, because I feel it as a dad, and I only got a few people to take care of here, and I can't imagine, just can't imagine. And I think this is a really powerful description of that feeling, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and part of the song where I have had a similar experience is what he's similar, not the same. I'm not is the being in a hotel room by yourself. So there was a number of years where
Yeah.
I got to travel for business, but I got to travel alone for business, and it's amazing how you can be in a, big metropolitan area. I'm talking like Paris, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
major destination to go to, and just feel utterly alone because you're there by yourself,
You're
and
there by yourself. You got work stuff in the morning,
yeah,
and it's so isolating. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm right with you.
yeah, and I it took a little getting used to, like early in my career is when I did a lot of that traveling, so I was like fresh out of college, and it took a lot of getting used to, and one thing that was a big adjustment for me was going to a restaurant by yourself. I'd never done that before, and it
Interesting.
felt
Yeah.
insanely awkward, and
Yeah. Yeah.
a reminder. It was like a big reminder of how alone you are.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But
again, very
yeah.
different context than this song, but the feeling was still there, and it kind of it brought it back a lot when he was like talking about peeking out of the hotel room curtains and seeing the city and realizing you're alone and separate from it all. It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep. That sums up my first trip to Vegas. Exactly.
Oh,
I
really?
hated every minute of it because I felt that way the whole time.
Yeah,
It was
I got really used to it after a while. After I probably did it for about 7 years, where I didn't go on
yeah.
a single trip with another person, either from work or from my family life. And then
Yeah.
when I finally did start traveling with other people, I hated it because now I was like, "Oh, man, now we got to go to this restaurant we both want to go to. I can't just go where I want." But I like totally got
Uh,
used to being on my own.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. That's funny. Here we go. Back to it.
Cause that'd be totally whacked. You can't murder a show nobody's at. But what if nobody shows? Panic mode, about to snap and go motherfucking wacko at any second. About to cancel the show just as fans below rush the entrance. Plan is to go direct shit, cameras in all directions. The press is about to go ape shit, bananas on all the networks. Commando with extra clips, I got ammo for all the hecklers. I'm on to the teeth. Another volume fall off the bed, hit the ground and crawl to the dresser. Alcohol on my breath as I reach for the scope. I'm blacking out, I'm all out of meds with them benzodiazepines. Gone now, it's just magazines sprawled out on the floor. Fuck the media, I'm going all out, this is war.
Darkness, my friend. I don't wanna be alone in the darkness.
Yeah.
I don't wanna be alone in the darkness. I don't wanna be alone in the darkness anymore.
People start to show up, time to start the show up. It's 10:05 p.m. and the curtain starts to go up. And I'm already sweating, but I'm locked and loaded for rapid fire spitting. For all the concert goers, scopes for sniper vision. Surprise from out of nowhere as I slide the clip in from inside the hotel, leaning out the window, going Kaiser Sosa, finger on the trigger. But I'm a licensed owner with no prior convictions, so lost the sky's the limit. So my supply's infinite, strapped like I'm a soldier. Got 'em hopping over walls and climbing fences. Some of them John Travolta, staying alive by inches. Cops are knocking, oh fuck. Thought I blocked the entrance. Guess showtime is over. No suicide note, just a note for target distance. But if you'd like to know the reason why I did this, you'll never find a motive. Truth is I have no idea. I am just as stumped, no signs of mental illness. Just trying to show you the reason why we're so fucked. Cause by the time it's over, we'll make the slightest difference.
Darkness, my I don't wanna be alone in the darkness. I don't wanna be alone in the darkness. I don't wanna be alone in the darkness.
That was awesome.
Oh my god.
I mean, I
Oh my
love
god.
that's I love how he had you going one way with that song, and then
Then
switch.
tied himself to one of the most,
Yeah,
devastating events of the last 4 years.
yeah. I love how, like, with the video, he had you totally thinking he was talking about himself. You know what I mean? Like, and then you look back and you're like, oh wow, no, it was like all that was foreshadowing for something really crazy. That was, wow, that was.
Man, it's hard to find the words.
Yeah.
But just in case someone's watching this maybe 10 years from now, you don't quite know what he's alluding to. In October 1st of 2017, there was a shooting in Vegas, and the shooter at the Mandalay Bay, where I've stayed, shot out the window and then shot at I believe it was a country music concert, and killed a lot of people. Before the police knocked down his door, he did end up shooting himself. And to this day, we still don't quite know why. I think Eminem does a great service to humanity, talking about humanity in the sense that he's tying his own struggles in the beginning of the song, tying them to this person who did a monstrous act.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can still be human and be a monster at the same time. And I love that humanization of it, but I also love that it doesn't pull any punches on how monstrous the act is as well. I mean, it's terrible. This video is it's triggering to me. That was one of the most devastating things I had ever seen in my life. Was that night. I don't know. I think we all suffer from PTSD a little bit these last few years with a lot of this stuff. I don't know. Anything else to say before we get back to it?
Yeah, you know, it's really weird. For me, the first like mass public shooting I can remember is the Columbine shooting. Yep. And from what I understand, that one was very newsworthy. It was a very, very big deal, because it hadn't really happened all that often before. And maybe it's just my limited exposure to it, but man, it seems like it's happening a lot more often since then. And
school shootings are way up. Yes.
School shootings, just mass shootings in general. And it's just kind of crazy how desensitizing it can be, and how you can blend them together and kind of forget about them. And man, like something like this music video that kind of shows the, obviously a dramatization, but an up close and personal way of it is like a good way to bring it back in a very visceral way, and to like be kind of shocked back into reality a little bit, to be like, oh man, like how bad is it that this just keeps happening?
Right. And I feel like we got so hung up on the pandemic shutdown this year, we kind of forgot how bad things were before. And this kind of reminds you, it's like, wow, a lot of shit's happened in the last few years.
Yeah.
And the thing, I'll correct you in one sense, that the stats show that mass shootings frequency is actually not going up.
Okay.
That's because the definition of a mass shooting is so minor. It's like three or more people killed. What's gone up is the body counts. And so the number of, what I'll call sensationalist, newsworthy mass shootings, that has gone up.
Okay.
And that's the difference that, according to, I work for a county, and, Arlington police come and do talks on this kind of thing. And that's how they would describe it. And that makes a lot of sense to me, that it's not necessarily the number of mass shootings, because the number is a pretty low bar to cross to be a mass shooting, but it's these things where the person is literally just trying to take out as many people as possible, and it has nothing to do with any personal vendetta or drug deal. Like those have definitely increased, and it just keeps, the body counts just keep getting worse. That has gone up significantly from Columbine to today. That has gone up significantly, body counts, and it's just terrible.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish this. I'm gonna want it just a tad bit. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I am just this stump, no signs of mental illness, just trying to show you the reason why we're so fucked. Cause by the time it's over, we'll make the slightest difference.
I don't wanna be alone in the darkness. I don't wanna be alone in the darkness. I don't wanna be alone in the darkness anymore.
Yeah, we do have some breaking news from the Associated Press right now. Just going to bring that up because we're hearing, we have told you that the shooter is dead, and we have just learned that police are saying that the Las Vegas shooter killed himself.
That is the bartender there at Mandalay Bay, and I believe we are going to hear more
Yeah,
from
we just
her.
wanted to share that with you. You can see behind me here, this is what he looks like. Now, we did just tell you that police, just earlier, Metro was telling us that he killed himself inside the hotel room.
Good morning. As we come to you on the air, we bring you breaking news, a school shooting. Another school shooting. Reports of a number of fatalities, and this time it is in Santa Fe, Texas. That is just outside Galveston. A suspect shooting out of Southern California. We are following breaking news this morning. Another deadly school shooting. This one in Santa Fe, Texas. It's just outside Houston.
26 killed and 20 others wounded. What is now the deadliest shooting in 5 people dead, and the attacker opening fire outside the church during a morning worship session. He unloaded a chaotic and making his way inside.
This, a deadly shooting at a food festival in Northern California. 3 people so far dead.
Breaking news.
15
A deadly
wounded.
shooting in a
gunman
newspaper
opened
office in
fire.
Annapolis. Newly released surveillance video shows the moments leading up to the mass shooting in Dayton, Ohio. Authorities say
That's a powerful ending, man.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to follow.
Powerful.
Yeah. The thing that drives me nuts about gun violence is that it is so easy to provoke the other side into an extreme reaction that it's just like it prevents people from meeting in the middle, right? Like if you take polls on Americans, you find that for the most part, most Americans are kind of centrist-ish on the political spectrum. They're either center right or center left. And they would probably agree on sensible gun control, things like enforcing the laws that already exist, having better background checks, and kind of run-of-the-mill stuff like that. But the minute a left politician starts talking along those lines, the right side of the spectrum is like, they're going to come and take away all your guns. And it's like, that is not what I'm talking about. But it's so easy to push that message. And then on the other side, when the people who are more to the right and want to maintain their freedom to bear arms and stuff like that, they talk about wanting to protect the Second Amendment, and that, minus an amendment to the Constitution, you are limited on what you can do. So then, they start talking along those lines, and the people on the left are like, oh, they want to make it so that they can, buy, military grade armored piercing hardware at a gun show without a background check and, distribute it however well they please. I'm like, no, that's not what they're saying. It's so easy to push the argument to the extreme, and whichever way you lean, you tend to lean that way. And it drives me nuts that it's so easy to do that. I showing my stripes here a little bit, but I find it hard to believe the argument that more guns make people safe.
That's funny.
When you compare us,
I got what you mean.
to other countries that are on similar socioeconomic levels and stuff like that, that have stricter gun control laws, they have lower rates of violence. Like, it doesn't mean there's none, but there is less. So
yeah, I think what's lost in the conversations about guns is I think most people can agree, and it's harder to polarize the discussion if you were to talk about mental health. Mental health's a big component of all of these issues. And particularly, let's be real, this is a male problem. There's not a lot of females shooting up a lot of people in mass shootings. And male aggression's a good thing. Male aggression has to be channeled to be continue to be a good thing. Male aggression is needed to protect everyone else from this kind of bullcrap. But it can also lead to dark places if it's not channeled and expressed in the right way. And telling men that they can't and they shouldn't talk about their mental health, I think has led to a lot of this kind of thing. That dynamic is changing a little bit, and I think music has a lot to do with that. Metallica wrote about suicide in the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hearing that as a young kid, it was like, wow, this band is talking about things that no one else is talking about. Everyone's too scared to talk about. Now, we've come a long way in our culture, right? It's much more, we talk about it all the time now, right?
Mm-hmm.
In movies and, on the news, we talk about it a lot. And it's much more accepted. But back then, they were way ahead of the game. And they're speaking to an aggressive male young audience. And I think that is that's what I'm talking about, where I'll say that music can lead a culture in a positive direction.
Yeah.
And I think Eminem deserves some credit for that too. I think what he did here by tying his own struggles to this shooter shows you exactly where this can go if you don't get real help. Eminem got real help and he got better. You don't get real help, this is where it can go. That rage that's burning inside of you, you're gonna take it out on others on the way out. Okay, we got a champion here. Hi, Parker. He totally ruined my big speech. Man, I thought I was doing pretty good there. And then...
No, it was a really good point, and it was just kind of
So with that, I don't know. We said a lot, and I was really happy to do that song. And wow, good job, Eminem. I'm very impressed. Very impressed.
Yeah,
well done. Not sure how we're gonna top this one with the next video, but stay tuned. We're gonna try. All right, I'm Justin. That's James. Thank you, everybody. See you next time.